Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 504 podcast. And the Saints just keep on being disappointments, right? We kind of sit here and just dream about Drew Brees dropping back out there with Sean Payton calling plays, but instead we're stuck with Pete Carmichael and Derek Carr. Sunday was frustrating, guys. We talked about the young CJ Stroud as quarterback last week, and CJ looked solid. Defense only gave up, 20 points, but you missed 2 field goals. You can't score in the red zone. And then those two, like the drive before that, the 2 calls on 3rd down and 4th down where you run up the middle with Kamara and then you throw Kamara the ball with no blockers, like some of the worst play calling there is. And then they top that off in the final drive by just saying, hey, let's do 4 straight Hail Marys on a 30-yard line. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
No, that made no sense to me. The final 2 drives were absolutely abysmal. You ran out a halfback draw on 3rd and 4, followed it up on 4th down with a check down 3 yards behind the scrimmage to Kamara with no blockers. You get blessed by God and get the ball back. You get the ball back. You push down the field. You're on the 40, 35-ish yard line, and then you just throw 4 go-get-'em routes. I don't really even know what Carmichael's dialing up anymore, and it's getting to the point where I almost feel bad when I'm watching him in press conferences now. I just watch and I'm I legitimately feel sad for the guy because we all know he didn't want the gig to start off. He didn't want it, and then he got the gig, and I mean it's almost like he's just throwing himself in the fire just so that he can get out of this hellhole that's beginning to form with this offense. So I don't know, man. You got the weapons, you have the talent. It's just the play calling is just absolutely horrendous. So I don't know where you go from here, but I feel like you can only go up considering how tragic it is. And the Texans aren't a horrible team per se. They're obviously not amazing. They're not this incredible team and all, but to not get it done against that team led by a rookie quarterback in CJ Stroud, who I think is legit, by the way, you just got to get a game like that done. So just a horrible showcase again. You got to get those field goals. You got to get it done, and just nothing went right.
You even talk about the field goals. Just put the ball. It's not that hard to cross that white line. It's not.
That offense couldn't finish a kid's meal. That offense cannot finish in the red zone. It's absolutely terrible. They're down so horrendous to the point where I really don't see if they can even get over the hump to get
So is people calling Michael Thomas slant boy stopping us from him running a slant?
I mean, that's your bread and butter, right? So why don't you just go to your bread and butter on that final drive? It doesn't make sense.
Mike,
yeah. I mean, there's just no consistency, right? Play calling's all over the place. I've seen multiple videos on Twitter where the receivers are running the same routes. It looks like there's confusion. It's almost like he's trying to implement Sean Payton's offense when he's not Sean Payton. And Sean Payton was one of the most, complicated play callers of all time. If you go back and you look and you hear the shit he was saying, to his players and quarterbacks, I mean, I don't know. They just seem discombobulated. I just don't understand when it's 3rd and manageable. They feel the need to throw it 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage and have guys block. I don't understand. They don't have intermediate routes or anything. It's just, it drives you crazy as a fan. This team is just, I mean, they have talent. I mean, you have Shaheed, who's underrated, but really, really good. You got Olave at times looks like he doesn't even care.
He doesn't. He's out.
That one bomb Carr threw, it actually wasn't that bad of a pass. He literally quit 15 yards downfield because he saw a safety guard him as well. And then the ball got there and he turned around. He's so confused. So I really don't understand this team right now. There's obviously a lot lost identity, in my opinion. I mean, every week.
Said. I was about to say that exact same.
Yeah, they don't have an identity. If Carr's your so-called leader, he hasn't shown it. It's just really sad. And then I just don't think there's much faith in Dennis Allen. I mean, obviously he's a great defensive mind.
It's an aging roster without an identity.
Yeah, I mean, you basically have a defensive coordinator as a head coach right now, and he kind of is doing it's kind of a weird comparison, but the Ed Orgeron role where he's just relying everything on the coordinators and not stepping in at all. So it's not good. It's not a good situation. I'm just thankful we have our first round pick. Let's just say that. So I don't even know. I don't even know what harp. Everyone wants to blame Pete Carmichael, and rightfully so. But yeah, it's just there's just something missing from this team, and I can't really place my finger on it.
Yeah, I can. A play caller. It's trash. You just got to kick him to the curb and move on at this
Yeah,
point.
but I mean, it's
Good
more than
ball
that.
state.
It's like your head coach is a loser as well. Like, dude, I
He
just
needs
like
to get the hell out of here too. Like I agree.
yeah. So like, and then your leader is Derek
The,
Carr,
the
who
worst thing to be is an NFL franchise.
is in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always said it. We're the Portland Trailblazers of the NFL right now.
They just have too much pride. They'd never be able to tank and just rebuild. They have way too much pride. I feel like they would never do that, even though they obviously should.
Yeah, no, they need to pick a direction. Like if after this offseason we get like a top 12 pick or something, and Mickey Loomis is still like pushing for 8 seed or whatever, however you want to call it, or just a wild card and first round bounce, then it's just I'd almost say you have to get rid of Mickey Loomis at this point, as great as he is. So I think he is, because he is a genius. He does draft well, but yeah, it kind of has to come from ownership too, because like Gail Benson inherited a winner, and now it's
They love their buddies, man. They're comfortable. They want to keep friends. They want to keep going to their cocktail parties. They don't want to make necessary change. We talked about that. You had who? Peterson, and you also had Bieniemy in an interview room, and you chose Dennis Allen because you're close with him. You're comfortable.
Bieniemy would have been crazy.
Bieniemy would have been interesting. Who knows if he's even, everyone wants to say head coach, but I mean, he's gone through a zillion rounds of interviews with our team, so I think there's something missing there with him. But yeah, I posted on our Twitter page the other day, Ben Johnson's going to be the next head coach of the New Orleans Saints. I think that's my bold take. I don't know if it's even getting bold at this point. So
it's not bold. He's going to be a head coach next year.
Yeah, it's just hopefully picks the Saints. But I mean, I caught so much shit from people saying Andy Dalton's the same as Derek Carr, or like on the same playing level from before. So you want to take a guess who had more passing yards through their first 6 starts last year?
Dude, I know. All right. He had 10 touchdowns. Yeah. Derek Carr has like, what, 4, 6?
5, yeah. I mean, Grant Dalton has 2 more picks, but he has double the touchdowns and 86 more yards.
What's the record?
Dude, the record's almost going to be the same. Let's be honest. But yeah, no, it's just depressing. Like you said, it's just, and then you got Carr locked up for 3 more years after this, and you can't really get out of it.
Next year's guaranteed. The year after that, it's get rid of all.
Yeah, but even still, like even if you draft a QB, you want to sit behind Carr for a year. I don't see anything wrong with that. You're not winning a Super Bowl next year, at least I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see any issues with that. Yeah, we're just gonna be stuck in purgatory for a couple of years unless we draft a QB and just knock it out the park immediately. Yeah, but Drake May is gonna be a top 3 pick. I don't think this team's too good to be a bottom 3 team.
Would you trade for Drake May? I would.
I mean, what would that entail? You can give Olave up.
Dude,
I would never give Olave. I would not give Olave up.
You wouldn't give up
for
Olave?
Drake May, bro. I'll give Olave up tomorrow for Drake May. I'll give up anybody on that roster for Drake.
Let's say the Saints ended with like the 8th or 9th pick, and Drake May sitting there at 3. Let's say it's like Caleb Williams, and then
so you're saying what? Package the pick and Olave to get Drake May?
Yeah. I'll give package your pick and who do you want? You want Kamara? All right, bye.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely give up Kamara. Kamara's guy. I was talking to my friend about it. Shout out Brett. He's got like probably how many more years of good Kamara you think you got? I'd say 2.
1.5.
Yeah. But those teams really won't. If you're a bottom 3 team, you don't really give a shit about Kamara, like a 1-year rental.
You don't give a shit about Olave.
Well, I mean, if you're the let's say the Cardinals get the first pick, and then let's say they get like the 3rd pick, like they'd want Olave to pair with Caleb Williams. Don't you think?
Yeah, maybe.
There's so much time left.
But like the Bears. You're talking about like the Bears. The Bears have 2 picks.
Oh well, the Cardinals didn't the Cardinals acquire a pick from the Texans?
Bears and Cardinals both.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was just like I'm just thinking back to like all those like mock drafts because when they traded for Will Anderson, everyone was like, "What the fuck?" So
that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's going to be a lot that still goes on, but yeah, no. If you could somehow get Drake May, I'm just as high as Corey is on Drake May. So I think that'd be really fun, give you some new life into the franchise. But yeah, Portland Trailblazers.
Number 1 pick the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's just sad, but is what it is. All right, let's go to LSU. Zach, let's start off with recruiting this week. I know there's a ton that's going on. What?
Yeah.
You want to talk
I don't
about
even know where. I
Saturday?
don't even know where you're gonna start. What, Corey?
You don't want to talk about Saturday's ass kicking
What was that?
against Auburn?
Just a
That was
lot
the
of.
most
We'll get there,
complete game.
Corey. We'll get there. Just relax. Buckle
It
up.
was a crazy weekend. I mean, you had the number one quarterback in the country, number one running back, number one receiver, all in the 2025 class. Bryce Underwood's a freak of nature. He's obviously considering like Michigan, Colorado, and LSU, but I think at this point it's a 50-50 race between LSU and Michigan. It's just that the weekend was absolutely crazy. You get a top 100 recruit in CJ Jackson to commit as well. You got a coveted like wide receiver in Teron Francis as well, Edna Carr product. So I mean, business is booming in recruiting right now. Obviously, you lost two guys, but in my opinion, losing that wide receiver Joseph Stone isn't really that big of a deal. From what I heard, it was kind of like a process type of thing. Like, we want to go after somebody else and we don't have enough room type of deal. I think they're going after Texas A&M commit, who actually just decommitted yesterday, Drellon Miller. So in my opinion, they're kicking ass right now. They lost a cornerback, but they're going to get a cornerback. So, there are reinforcements on the way. So I'm not really tripping when it comes to this whole, LSU recruiting situation. You have a lot of people pressing the panic button, but I'm not one. You're getting a lot of talent in the 24 class. That 2025 class has a chance to be a historic haul. If you can go out and get Bryce Underwood potentially, you already got Torian Moore, the number one wide receiver. If I was to put in a crystal ball for Harlem Berry, what, Corey?
They're not getting Bryce.
You don't know ball. And then if you could
He's
potentially
going
go and
to
get somebody
Colorado.
like Harlem Berry, I'd probably put in a crystal ball for Harlem Berry tomorrow if I could. So you're getting some absolute dogs, man. But the Bryce Underwood one, yeah, Corey, that's going to be a far fetched. It's a dream, but hey, it's not out of the cards, man. If you're a top two team for him come January, it's crazy.
Prime time, bro.
Oh, I don't even know if they're. I don't even know if they're in the final two at this point. They suck.
He's supposed to commit.
They do suck.
Like,
He's supposed to
really good next year. They're going to be really good next year.
If you can get some players in the trenches, they could be a really good program. But he's got to get his head out of his ass and stop going after all these skill position players. He's got to get
their skill positions loaded.
Yeah, you got to go in the trenches, and I think if you can do that, bro, that's a damn good team.
And he's getting two Hall of Famers as coaches next year.
Is it Sapp? Is it Warren Sapp?
Warren Sapp's going to be a defensive line coach, and I believe that he's getting somebody else as a linebackers coach.
If you could just like sit back and think, like, if that Colorado team, like if Prime does continue recruiting like on the level that he is, and hypothetically, like if he does go and get somebody like Bryce Underwood to take the reins right after Shedeur, all assuming Shedeur comes back next year. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what happens, but like if you can get somebody like Bryce Underwood with the skill position players that you have, dude, like that team. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're like, a college football playoff team, but dude, like. They're a college football playoff team. Like, that team's going to be freaking disgusting.
It's in the Big 12. Who's winning the Big 12 next year? And
yeah, so like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the competition level just isn't really all that. I think they can do it.
12 teams, Zach, next year. They should make the playoffs next year. I'm letting you know. There's 12 teams make it.
Well, I'm not talking about next year. Like, Bryce Underwood, that's a 2025 guy. So, like, what I'm saying is the year after.
I'm talking about with Shedeur and Travis Hunter next year.
Yeah. That'd be – it's crazy to me that Travis Hunter still has a whole other year left. It's freak. He's a freak.
Pump the brakes on Colorado.
I'm sorry. They're not even the best team in Colorado.
Oh, Air Force? Who do they even play? Like, I don't think I could name one team that they play.
Wyoming, who's pretty good. San Diego State, Boise
Wyoming.
State. Yeah, Wyoming beat Texas Tech and Fresno, who is ranked, and they were competing in the fourth quarter versus Texas.
They beat Tech this year?
Wyoming, yes.
Damn.
Wyoming was like 26 last week. They probably should have been ranked. Air Force beat them.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say whoever they play this week, if they win, I'd wonder if they'd be ranked. But
no, Air Force beat them last week.
Going back to Underwood, you said
Air Force is ranked.
Underwood commits like before. He's going to commit before the season, right?
Underwood commits in January, and his final three is going to be LSU, Colorado, and Michigan. So
what is he? Does he have like a certain preference? Like, is he looking through NIL or is he looking for like best fit?
No.
Like,
He's honestly looking for fit. And that's why I think it was so important to get somebody like him on campus on Saturday, because it's kind of like a plug-and-play type thing. Like, he plays very similarly to Jaden Daniels. Sure, he's classified as like a pocket passer, like a pro-style quarterback, but he's really dynamic and really explosive. And to be honest, Corey, he really does remind me a little bit of Shedeur. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it comes down to it and you plug him into that Colorado system too, I mean, dude, like that would be just a
I don't know ball.
monster get. Like, wait, what?
I don't know ball.
Oh, come on. It would be crazy, dude. Whatever team he goes to, it'll be super interesting. If he goes to Michigan, I'm not sure. I don't know how that would work. Like, obviously the hometown team and stuff, so they have the edge at this point in time. But I mean, Mike, to what you're saying, to what you kind of like were asking, like it would be a plug and play in any system that he goes to. So he's an absolute dog. He's going to commit in January, and if LSU can get him on campus one more time before he commits, that'd be icing on the cake, I think.
Are there any like potential flips from this weekend that you could see, like Terry Busey or?
No, I don't think you flip Terry Busey. I mean, I think he's going to stay with Texas A&M. But Drellon Miller was on campus and in town, and I mean, he immediately left.
Yeah.
He left and decommitted to Texas A&M literally last night, and I think all signs kind of point towards him going to LSU. I think there's a Colorado visit potentially in the works too, Corey. So that's something to keep an eye on. But yeah, Drellon Miller's a dog, and I think that plays kind of like a role in why Joseph Stone, that 4-star wide receiver, decommitted yesterday. So, some dominoes are falling. There's an Ole Miss cornerback named Bernard Causey, who I could honestly see him flipping to LSU as well. That's kind of a guy to keep an eye on. But yeah, there's some guys that are potentially flipping. Gabriel Relaford's a guy to keep tabs on. Texas A&M defensive
Anybody at Texas A&M.
Anybody at Texas A&M, like literally, if they keep hitting the fan like they are right now, Corey's 100% spot on. Like, if they keep shitting the bed, you could see all their guys just go back to free agency and do what they can. So yeah, there are some flip targets. Gabriel Relaford, Bernard Causey, and Drellon Miller are the three that I'm circling, but probably Relaford's the toughest of the pack.
Yeah. No, I mean, Jimbo, the chances of him being there next year is pretty
Corey, you think
that buyout's ridiculous, Mike?
The buyout's like $70 million, isn't it?
67.5.
He's going to be there next year.
You think so?
There's no way they're buying him out.
Yeah, I agree.
Were you about to say, Zach?
I agree. Like, I was asking you, like, you think like they'd honestly take that $67.5 million and say, like, F it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Agreed.
And also, like, dude, all right, I had this conversation. This is going to be one of Corey's rants for today. Why would you want to go play at Texas A&M? Whoop! Whoop! Like, have y'all not seen Midnight Yell? Yes, Mike.
Especially with Texas and Oklahoma coming into the SEC
exactly,
too.
Dude. Exactly. College Station is corny. Dude, it's the biggest joke of a university there is. I make fun of Colorado State up here because they called themselves the Colorado A&M Aggies. And you know what I did at Broncos camp? I made a whole skit of Colorado A&M like it's Midnight Yell. You know why? Because Midnight Yell is the most jokeable thing there is.
This shit's such a joke.
Who wants to go to Texas A&M? How did Johnny Manziel and Mike Evans go to Texas A&M?
Because Texas didn't recruit Johnny Manziel.
I know, but like Manziel was sitting there like, oh, these motherfuckers are whooping and going knee slapping every 5 seconds.
That stuff is so corny. That's so well said.
Wearing military uniforms when you're not in the military.
Bro, players don't go there. It is the
biggest joke of a university on the planet.
They are so corny.
It is. Tell me who is worse.
Worse than what? As a joke?
Yes, than Texas A&M. Then whoop! Oh man, no! Look at the Aggies, all the Mountaineers. Whoop!
I actually can't think of something worse than what they do with that Midnight Yell, whatever that is.
Oh, them good old boys over there in Mississippi. Yeah, we're gonna go over beating 11 hell out of them. The good Ag is gonna come. Dude, I cannot. Dude, every time I see one of those videos, I cringe and I start laughing and I send it to about 5 people. Who the hell wants to go there?
Dude, players aren't. I hate A&M. Believe me, I do. I think I'm not a fan either. But like, players don't look at that kind of shit. They look at NIL,
freaking checks that are hitting their account.
yeah, exactly. The NIL, the boosters that promise them, high six-figure jobs if they don't make the NFL, but commit.
Whoop,
The women that walk around these schools, that's what they
whoop.
also look
I
at.
mean, they love to go whoop.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I feel like
They
there's so
look at
many
so
things
many
that
other
you can get
things.
there. You can get at any SEC school though. Like,
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, there's just so many things that like players look at. But yeah, no, I agree. Like A&M is just,
so yeah. So
I
what
don't
Corey
know.
was saying, if you're a recruit and you're in that Texas A&M class right now and they keep shit in the
Get the
bed,
hell out, bro.
look at any you could look at any player in that 2024 recruiting class and say they could be a potential flip target because they keep on doing the damn thing and they just suck every year.
One last thing. Texas A&M hasn't won a sport that has mattered since 1941.
What
What
have they
sport
won?
have they won? Like, what doesn't matter?
They haven't won. I don't think they've won in anything.
Like, I can't think of a damn thing.
Baseball, they're pretty good, but they haven't won
Yes,
anything.
pretty good. They haven't won. They haven't won in football, basketball, or baseball since 1941.
My historian, Corey, Rocky Mountain historian.
Encyclopedia.
All right, let's see. All right, you want to do recap of the Auburn game? I mean, you can take this in so many different ways. Corey, what do you think?
Dominating win. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna let y'all take this because I was at Air Force the whole game. But I watched a little bit. It was the most complete win probably this year against. Now Auburn's not very good, but it was just very satisfying to see them go out there and dismantle a rival. Yeah, that's basically all I got, man. It was satisfying. I have no complaints from that game. It is sad though, on a different note, that LSU won't be playing Auburn next year.
Wait, side note, how does it work with the new SEC schedule?
It just everybody plays everybody.
Yeah, but it's like a rotation, right?
Yeah, you get 3 permanent rivals, and I believe it's LSU, Alabama, A&M, and Ole Miss.
Sounds about the right rivals. Yeah. So it like rotated. So like next year, I know we get LSU gets Oklahoma, right? Next year. Yeah, no, that'll be
It's
fun.
gonna be crazy too, bro. In Tiger Stadium. Oh my
I would
God.
rather Auburn than A&M because I don't see A&M as a rival, but A&M has to have rivals in the SEC, so I guess it's LSU.
I agree, dude. I'd totally rather have Auburn.
So A&M's rivals are what? Texas, obviously. That goes back a long time. And then who are the other ones?
LSU.
Arkansas. Okay. Makes sense. And then Oklahoma, Texas aren't playing each other every year either. I don't get that. I thought someone told me they weren't. No?
Whoever told you they weren't is lying.
I thought okay. Yeah, no, I'm excited though. I mean, LSU start diversifying their schedule a little bit. I mean, they have always played crazy schedules every year, but yeah, no, it'll be fun to get South Carolina again and all these other schools. So, yeah, I think best is yet to come, but there's going to be like 3 conferences in about 10 years. So, yeah.
Rest in peace, Pac-12.
R.I.P.
Yeah, but yeah, Zach, what are your thoughts about Saturday? I mean, I can't believe Jaden Daniels is not top 2 in Heisman odds at the moment. I mean, the dude's putting up.
If Chris Hilton makes that throw, he's number 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Hit
his hands.
Out since that he sprained his ankle really bad. Sprained his ankle. No, man, that like Corey said, I mean, that's the most complete game that they've played to this point in the season. Granted, Auburn is not a good football team. I mean, that offense is absolutely abysmal. There is nothing that they do that stands out well to me. Their run game is mid. Their passing game is horrible. They utilize Peyton Thorne in an RPO scheme that doesn't make much sense to me. He runs the ball like crazy. And to be honest, credit LSU's defense. I mean, they looked at the game plan, they executed it well, and they dominated in every facet of the game. They played all 4 quarters. There wasn't a stop. There wasn't really many hiccups in the game where you sat back and you were like, here we go again. Just everything that they did defensively was impressive to me. And if I'm sitting back and really circling a player that stood out to me, it was Zy Alexander, the cornerback. You look at him, and for the most part, Hugh Freeze attacked him over and over and over again to the point where we're sitting up in the press box and we're like, what is going on? Like, why do they keep targeting him over and over again when he's making, pass breakups, making great tackles, open field tackles. His angles were right. He played the most complete game that he's played as a player since he's been at LSU. So I loved what they did defensively, and there's not really much that you can say about this offense anymore. They're putting up 2019 numbers. Malik Neighbors has been outstanding. Logan Diggs has been outstanding. Kyron Lacey played the best game of his college career. 4 receptions, 111 yards, a touchdown, 27.8 yards per catch, something like that. So he filled the void when Brian Thomas Jr. had a slow game. So if you can have a wide receiver 3 like Kyron Lacey entering the mix in a big way, I don't see any defense that's going to stop this team moving forward. So look, I'm not going to sit back and say that this defense is necessarily rounding a corner per se and, getting over that hump and they have the chance to, win out and do all these different things. I do think they can win out, but the Auburn just isn't impressive to me. So I can't sit here and praise the defense significantly, but there are strides being taken in the right direction with this defense. And look, you have an Army team right here that you're going to probably beat the shit out of. You have a bye week.
Hey, give them respect.
Obviously, you got to give them respect for what they do during the week. On Saturday, it's going to be a. I'm not going to make any joke. It's going to be a tough contest, and then you go into a bye week to get even healthier, and then you go on the road to Bama. So look, this team has the chance to turn the corner, but the defense has to really hit its stride because these next 2 games are going to be challenging. Bama, you got A&M, Georgia State's whatever, and then you got like Florida and stuff too. So there's a chance for them to do really well.
I will say this. Army always keeps games close. Army almost beat Oklahoma 2 years ago. They almost beat Michigan a couple of years ago. They do that because
that time of possession,
the style of football that they play.
Just really meticulous. They run the ball and chew the clock.
Yes. So Army, I'll say this. Air Force perfects the triple option.
Is that what they run at Air Force?
They perfect it, bro. It's like it's not the same offense as Army and Navy. Air Force wins 11, 12 games every year. Right? The Air Force is currently leading the group of 5. Off subject, but Tulane's going to go to another New Year's Six Bowl. I still think Air Force loses a game. They're undefeated right now, ranked 22nd, Tulane's 23rd. But going off of a triple option, Army hangs into games because they play good defense and they also control the clock, kill possession. So LSU won't get 6 possessions and a half. They might get 3 or 4.
And their pass defense is pretty good too this year too.
Army?
Yeah.
They just shorten the game. So I don't think it's going to be a 49-14 blowout. I think it's going to be like a 34-10 blowout.
I wonder what the spread is on that game. I haven't even had the chance to look.
31.
31.
I was going to ask you about that.
So what you're saying, that sounds about right for the most part.
Yeah, I mean,
can cover.
We'll see Auburn or Armies. Let's see. They lost to Troy 19-0. Boston College 27-24 they lost, and then Syracuse they lost by 13. So
those aren't bad losses.
They keep like they're not talented. For some reason, like I don't know. They're not like they just keep games close.
31's a lot of points, but I think they'll cover. I think this LSU offense is just too much. I mean,
it is crazy.
Honestly, 31 is a lot. It's going to depend if LSU takes other starters like somewhere in the third quarter. I think that's going to determine the spread on this game. But yeah, Army, all the respect in the world to them, but yeah, they're just talent-wise, they're just outmatched. Everyone knows it. Even the coach came on the radio and said that. He's like, it's going to take everything to even come close. So yeah, LSU's defense, going back to the defense, like they just need momentum. This is a great win to kind of come off of, even if Auburn's not considered to be the best team in the world. But, it is an SEC win. They beat them by 30. Take it when you can. Take the Army win. Take it seriously.
The last 6 quarters, the last 6 quarters defensively, they looked fantastic. The second half against Missouri, they looked exceptionally well. They carried that momentum into their game against Auburn, handled business there. And then you come up against a team like Army where you can honestly hit a stride if you really want to. You're going to be without Mekhi Wingo in the trenches, but it doesn't really matter. You have guys that can enter the fold and do what you need. But it's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, handle business here, going to the bye week, and then we'll talk. Then things are going to get tough.
Yeah, Bama, Florida, Georgia State, Texas A&M.
Florida's
You
not
know,
tough.
those are some tough games. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, just they've been balling a little bit. It's just utilizing Harold Perkins correctly, and then the D line just stepping up. So we'll see.
Pels.
What's that?
Y'all want to talk Pels?
Yeah, lead it off.
God, Zion's so good when he plays. When I watch this dude, like last night for the Magic, right? Like when he's on the court, like he's a top 5, 10 basketball player on this planet. He's
What did they have him ranked? What did they have him ranked in the thing?
51.
It
Like,
was
Oh my
embarrassing.
god,
It was
dude.
embarrassing. Yeah, Draymond Green ahead of him. I
yeah, but listen,
can't do it.
when that guy's on the court, he was an all-star last year. He was an MVP candidate when he was playing. But just sitting there watch, like the number one thing that's most frustrating is I miss watching Zion play basketball.
Oh yeah.
He had 4 steals and 10 points in the first quarter, right? 4 for 5, yamming it down. Nobody can stop him when he's driving. He's very smart. That's the most underrated skill. It's how smart he is as a basketball player. Finding the open guy, understanding pass and perception, right? Can't just, I'm begging to God. I want to say a prayer right now. God, please keep this man healthy for 1 year so I can just sit there and watch him every night play basketball because he's so fucking gifted. And you can't tell me he's not, Michael.
Dude, when did I ever say Zion Williamson's not gifted?
I need you two to get in like a heated debate about Zion or something, bro. I need it.
We both agree on the player. Just like how
That's what I'm saying.
serious
Like,
does he take the
dude,
game? That's the
if
question.
he stayed healthy, he could win MVP. I swear to God.
Well, that's the thing. He's got to stay healthy. He's been injured every single year. So
I know. But then you go and watch him, you're like, fuck.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you watch him, and then you fall in love, and then he gets hurt, and you're like, trade him. Like it's just, I don't know. You can only get duped so many times, but I mean, it is as crazy as it is. Griffin's like, oh yeah, Zion took this. We'll see. Oh, this is the first offseason he treated this job as like as a professional. It's like,
Didn't you say that last year?
congratulations, $200 million contract later. Like it blows my mind. But yeah, I mean, hopefully just stay healthy. That's all you can ask. I mean, we say it every week. We talk about him, if he stays healthy, you're a contender. If not, the Pelicans are flying right below the radar too, which I really do like. I hated last year when the media was talking like the Pelicans were contenders. Like
That's fair.
I don't want any of that bullshit this year. I want them to be rightfully rated, rightfully justified, which I think they are right now. So I don't want any national media talk until we're 35 games in and all that. So because it is going to come, but yeah, last year they were saying they're contenders, and then it built it up. We're the 1 seed till whatever 25, 28 games in, and then he gets hurt, and then it's just like I don't know. It's like the Boogie injury all again. It just sucks. But yeah,
That's all you can say about this. And I'm gonna say this too before the season. I don't think Jordan Hawkins is gonna be a good NBA player.
Why?
Don't think he's strong enough. It's a greatest open shot. I don't think he's very good defensively. And I think he's too inconsistent as a 3-point shooter.
All right, what's his floor? Nikhil?
His floor, way below Nikhil.
Way below.
Nikhil's a really good defensive player. Nikhil can create shots for others. And Jordan Hawkins cannot do either one of those things.
I think his floor is
You know what his floor is?
what?
Dude, I'm trying to think of a shitty shooter in the NBA. Jimmer Fredette.
No,
my
dude,
God.
you did not just throw Jim for that comparison.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Jimmer was a higher pick.
There was so much hype going into
Jim,
Fredette.
dude,
Oh my God, I missed that.
You were a massive Jimmer fan. What happened to you, Corey?
I'm just saying. That's
I
who
was
he
so
is.
high on Jimmer Fredette.
Can you
I was
tell
never
me
high on
Jordan
Jimmer Fredette.
Hawkins is a good defensive player and creates shots for others?
No one said he's a great defensive
But
player.
what does he do? He shoots, and he
Yeah.
shoots 35% from 3.
You're talking like he's a loser, dude. He was All-American. He literally just won a national championship. He's a lottery pick. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's gonna be he's gonna be a role player as a shooter. That's his job. When you put Trey Murphy and him and then Zion, like, how are you gonna guard? One of those guys are gonna be open. Ingram. One of those guys are gonna be open. It's more than likely gonna be him. So like you're banking on him being a knockdown shooter, and that's what he's going to be. He's not going to go in and yam it on someone's head. It's going to be him hitting.
So, like, when I looked at Trey Murphy's pick, this is where I'm getting at, Mike. When I looked at Trey Murphy's pick, I was like, okay, Trey's athletic. Trey's got length. Trey can be pretty good defensively. Trey can shoot threes. Okay. Love that pick. Jordan Hawkins. Jordan Hawkins can shoot threes.
What have we been talking about the past 3 years? What are they missing? What is this team missing?
You notice how
No. Answer my question. What are they missing? I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star. I'm just saying he's going to be a role player, 9 to 12 points a game, hit threes. I'm not saying this. I'm not even saying this is rookie year. I'm just saying that's gonna be his career. And then, like, if you really want to get crazy, people compare him to Ray Allen, which I think is completely ridiculous, but I mean, he could be. I think the upside of an 18 to 20 point score.
If he's Ray Allen, I'll do a national apology.
Yeah,
I don't think he's in the NBA in 3 years.
Okay, you didn't answer my question. What has this team been missing since? Who's your best shooter outside Trey Murphy?
Probably CJ McCollum.
Okay, all right. Then who after that? Yeah, there's
Brandon Ingram.
You're taking too long to think. You need shooters. That's what this league is. You need perimeter guys, and he's going to be a guy that comes off the bench and fill that supposed Nickeil Alexander-Walker role he was supposed to fill. So that's all it's going to be. Don't overthink this pick as to him being some kind of savior for this team because
I'm not. I'm just thinking like, what does this guy? Is this guy a good basketball player?
Dude, he won't be in the league in 3 years was awesome. That was so awesome.
Yeah, I'll make a bet. I'll give you plus odds that he'll be in the league in 3 years. You know how hard it is to cut a lottery pick after 3 years?
Like, aside from like Jordan Hawkins and stuff, from what I've seen, like, obviously, like, I love BI. Like, I'm a huge BI. I'm a tremendous fan. He's a baller. He's a dude. What's he, like, 1 for 11 from 3 right now? He is struggling to get his shot.
Hawkins?
I'm okay.
That's not true.
You're talking
about Hawkins?
About Brandon Ingram.
I'm
okay with that.
Oh.
He's going to find his range.
I'm talking about Brandon Ingram.
He's going to find his range. Hey, let that shit happen during preseason.
Get it out the way early type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was 8 for 16 last game. So, yeah. I mean, people were like, I saw an article.
It was Jordan Hawkins.
Let me look. Let me go back games here.
I haven't even watched.
I haven't either. I've only watched the one.
I watched Zion in the first quarter. I turned it off.
All right, Jordan Hawkins 1 for 7. Let's backtrack a little bit more.
Same thing, Corey.
I watched him during the summer league, and I was like, "Yeah, this guy fucking sucks."
Dude, that's summer league. Are you kidding me? You sound like a ESPN writer right now. You sound like Stephen A. Smith. Oh, this man's a bust. Like, give me a fucking break. He's played.
You can't
he just got
fucking score on summer league, people, or create or fucking defend. What makes you think you're gonna do it against real NBA players? Exactly.
It's summer league.
No, I need Mike to lose his mind.
Dude, is this really a debate? It's summer league. What are you talking about?
Exactly. It's summer league. It's bums.
Just cut him. Yeah, I mean, at this point, just cut him, right, Corey? I mean, fuck. I mean, seriously, why not? He was 5 for 11 2 games ago for 17 points, but he couldn't do it during summer league. So shit. I don't know what to tell you. That's just like such an ESPN like take. Like,
I don't think he's good.
Okay, that's fine, but like just to like write him off as a bust already is completely ridiculous. Like, okay, let's say this: is he gonna be better than Kyra Lewis's career so far?
I hate Kyra Lewis.
I know you do. I'm asking Corey because Corey kind of likes Kyra.
Be out the league,
huh?
Kyra Lewis should be out the league.
Thank you.
I don't think he should.
Absolutely, just a fantastic take. I think Kyra Lewis is not a good basketball player. He does nothing exceptionally well. All you do is watch him play basketball and say, wow, he's fast. Exactly. You just say, wow, he can run really fast. He doesn't do shit. He can't shoot the ball. He can't facilitate. He has no playmaking ability, in my opinion. He can't finish in the lane because he's so skinny. He weighs as much as a cotton ball. There is nothing that Kyra Lewis does on the basketball court that absolutely steals my attention. And that's why your undrafted, whatever, Jose Alvarado stepped in and took his minutes because Kyra Lewis is bummed. So that might be
Colin
my
Gallagher
Jordan Hawkins.
listens to this, by the way. Colin, text me and tell me I'm wrong about Jordan Hawkins. Tell me I'm wrong that this guy has ability outside of shooting the basketball, which he shoots 35% at a college level against worse defenders.
I just don't even.
Mike, what does he do well?
He shoots the damn ball, which the team needs. He's literally going to be
Is he an elite shooter?
Coming out of college. Yes, he was. When I saw all the national scouting for college basketball players and draft prospects, the number one thing was best shooter in the draft. You can type that in Google. You can find that anywhere. That is exactly what the Pelicans need. He's not going to be some 20-point scorer. He's going to be some guy. He's going to play the JJ Redick role. Boom. That's a perfect example. Just come in, 9 to 12 points a game.
Bro, I'm about to do a plank if you call this guy JJ Redick.
I'm saying the role of him coming in and knocking down threes. That's literally what he's going to be.
All right, next conversation. We obviously don't agree on this.
I love that so much.
But like for you to say he's going to be at the league in 3 years because you saw 3 summer league games and you're discouraged, relax.
Like,
that's ridiculous. Okay.
I've been sitting here waiting for you two to
I just think that is just
disagree
a
on something
crazy take.
for like weeks.
This is fun. I
just think your take of diminishing a guy off summer league is just asinine. It's asinine. It's the most ESPN bullshit national media take.
Who is a really good rookie who sucked in summer league?
I don't know. I've literally haven't watched.
Exactly, can't name one.
No, because I don't watch summer league outside the Pelicans, so I don't know. And a lot of those guys, I mean, the NBA's gotten to the point where they're just resting guys in the summer league. So like you don't even know. Like, I mean, Wembanyama, how many summer league games did he play? 1. So
it's actually good.
Oh, I'm just saying, like they don't even play these guys anymore. That's like my point.
Exactly. So he's playing against bums and suck.
Well, you shouldn't play the 14th pick. They're doing it because the NBA is resting players. You're missing the Corey. You're turned into a national guy. I don't like to see this transformation.
Oh, he's playing against fucking bums, dude. You proved my point just now. I'm done. All right, next one.
How did I prove your point? Mr. Right, Mr. Colorado's going to college playoffs 4 weeks ago because they beat a TCU team.
I never said they were going.
Yes, you did. I'll find that tape.
Come on. They're not. I never said they were going to.
Yes, you did. You were like, "This is a college football playoff team." Because you're just jumping on the hype. You're jumping on the recency bias. Like it's just relax, dude.
What recency bias about this?
They just beat TCU, and you're like, "Oh, this team could go to the college playoff."
Mike,
and they just blow a 29-point lead to Stanford.
I'm talking about Jordan Hawkins, and just because
my point is, your recency bias. You're looking at He sucked in 3 summer league games. This dude sucks. He won't be in the league in 3 years. That's fucking
I looked at his stats. I looked at his summer league play. I looked at his playmaking ability. I looked at his other abilities besides shooting the basketball. Because if he's not shooting well, what can he do on the court that helps you win basketball games?
Question: can a player get better at 21 years old?
Obviously.
Okay, so then relax.
All
right, agree to disagree, but I just don't. I just don't like
that for the last 7 minutes.
No, I just don't like these fucking crazy takes of saying a player's done after a bad summer league.
I'm not saying he's done. I'm saying I don't think he's good.
You just said he won't be in the league in 3 years.
Exactly, that's my prediction.
Yeah, but your whole basis was he sucked in summer league, so that just set me off.
He sucked in summer league, and he wasn't that great of a shooter in college.
Dude, every single draft expert said he was the best shooter coming out of the draft.
Move on.
All right. I can't wait till he makes the All-Star team year 3. If
he makes the All-Star team in year 3, I will do a public apology and say that somebody needs to hire Michael Foret as a draft analyst.
Dude, I'm not a draft analyst. I just think you need to relax on the recent takes. That's all.
What recent takes, dude? I said that my bets have been really good.
Not bets. I'm just saying, like, don't overreact to like summer league. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
All right. Speaking of bets, what do we got?
I had one actually.
Oh, nice. You're not the big bettor, Zach. I like this.
Yeah, I haven't. I try not to bet too much, bro. But when I see a play I like Luther Burden against LSU, I made my roommate, literally freaking hammer the over, and then I made him do an alt line to do all this other shit.
Wait, when you saw what? Luther Clark? Who's that?
For Luther Burden's yards against LSU, it was set for like 104. I made somebody I know absolutely hammer the over, and then I did an alt spread or an alt line to go even over again, and it hit as well. So when I find a line that I like, I tell people to just saute it.
Mike, who you got?
Dude, mine's UFC, but
Yeah, go.
Like cards this weekend, right?
yeah, I said it last week. Kamaru Usman plus 300. It's down to, it was like plus 225 earlier. There was a video earlier of him sparring or some kind of fan workout, and he said his knee popped, and then he got on Twitter, and the odds lowered, and then jump back up after him debunking it. So I really don't know, but Kamaru Usman, one of the best light welterweights of all time, like truly one of the best guys ever. He's jumping up a weight class. He weighs probably 200 pounds. He cuts 30 pounds to get to 170. He's fighting at 185 this weekend. So he's a wrestler. He's the highest takedown defense in UFC history. To get him at plus 265 even, I would just do that 100 out of 100 times. So if you're just looking for a fun bet, I would do that. Chimaev is minus 340, which is insane. I would take that if you're just looking for something fun to do. Football-wise, I haven't looked at much of it. Let's see. Saints minus one, I think, is asinine, but I think that's crazy.
I have a couple.
What you got?
First NFL bet that I like is actually the Detroit Lions 5-1 on the road playing the Ravens. Ravens have kind of been hit or miss this year. Detroit's +3. I think they go in there and they cover. +3 against the Ravens. The next game I also like is the Chargers, who just blew a lead, who are very disappointing like the Saints, very frustrating. Going to Kansas City, +5.5. Kansas City hasn't been blowing out teams this year. Kansas City's been letting teams in games. They've been winning, but not winning more than, say, a touchdown or two. I think the Chargers go in there cover as well.
I need you to pick my survivor pick this week, Corey. I'll show you the teams that I picked already, but I need you to pick mine for this week.
All right. I'll text you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Mike, since you've been hating on me, didn't I call the Ole Miss LSU game?
What'd you call? We both did. We both said that.
Struggle against Ole Miss, and I'm not taking those lines.
Yeah, we both called that. We both
What
agreed.
was it, like 2.5?
LSU too.
Ole Miss? Yeah, it was like.
Oh, it was LSU.
Yeah,
Oh,
LSU.
yeah. The spread was only
LSU
like
was,
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean we both called shit. We both been wrong on shit, but I just don't. I'm not accepting these recent bias he takes, like you just said, but I just won't let it slide.
The only bias take I said was Jordan Hawkins.
And some other stuff, but that might be frowned upon in some societies. But yeah.
God damn, man, got him in his feelings about Jordan Hawkins.
No, I don't like these Stephen A. ESPN takes. I just won't allow it. You can see this shit on TV anywhere else. I'm not going for it. So any college football? Moving on. Any college football?
I'll put Jordan as Mike.
I am too, dude. I've been waiting for this.
I know. It's the first time we've done it.
Let me just get my one college football play out the way. I like James Madison over Marshall minus 3.5. That's it. Just a little Sun Belt fun game. Nothing too crazy. Not the biggest gambler.
No, I don't like that game. Scratch that. Tennessee to cover +9 against Alabama at Alabama. Alabama hasn't been able to blow teams out really this year as well. They let Texas A&M in the game. Obviously, lost to Texas. That's another game. I want to go the under on Iowa, Minnesota, but it's at 31.5. I don't know how either of these teams score. Like I see this as like a 13-10 game. Let's go on another game.
Wait, what did you say? USC, Utah?
Yeah, hold on. Getting to that. Yeah, give me Utah. Well, is Cam Rising playing? He
I'm
hasn't
not sure.
I'm not sure.
If Cam Rising's playing, give me Utah.
If USC like barely beats Utah, should they even be ranked? Well, I guess Utah's 14, so that would be a ranked win. But
Cam
dude,
Rising hasn't played all year.
USC's been embarrassing lately.
Yeah, Cam Rising hasn't played all year. Yeah, actually, without Cam Rising, dude, like Utah lost to Oregon State. Utah should be undefeated and like a top 5 team if Cam would have played.
Who'd they lose to?
Oregon State.
Oregon State's good though, aren't they?
Yes, the Pac-12 as a whole is good.
Yeah, Oregon State's 12. Oh shit. Mizzou -7.
That's all.
Mizzou -7. What do you think about that?
What's up?
Mizzou -7 for South Carolina at home.
Yeah, South Carolina's tricky though.
Yeah, they are a team that hangs in there.
Spencer Rattler all of a sudden can just go off.
I agree.
What's game of the week? Is it Penn State, Ohio State? It's got to be,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
It has to be.
And I actually Penn State, like hot take. I think Penn State can win that game.
I mean, they're 7 and Ohio State's 3.
Yeah,
so.
and Ohio State hasn't looked impressive. Ohio State's not clicking on all cylinders. Ohio State defensively is really good. There you go. That's all I got.
All right, LSU Army. What are some predictions? Did we do predictions on LSU Army?
Corey was saying for Army to cover.
31.
Yeah.
Think they'll cover that, Zach?
No. I think LSU covers. I don't think Army covers. I watched a little bit. Wait, what?
So he was right next week.
It's not that I like. It's not that I disagree with what you're saying. It's just that I don't know. I guess I need to go look at the time of possession for Army and see how they're controlling the clock this season. Because obviously, if they control the clock and they just don't let LSU get the football enough, then absolutely, I think Army will cover that 31.5. So I guess I'm not going to put in a prediction for that just yet, but I think LSU wins that game extremely handily. I think Malik Neighbors goes off. I think you try to see Logan Diggs do what he does best, and you don't have Mekhi Wingo in the trenches, so I'm really excited to see somebody like Deshaun Womack get some significant snaps. But if I'm looking from a gambling perspective, there's nothing really there that intrigues me. I guess if the spread's interesting, but it doesn't intrigue me in the slightest in that game. I think LSU just wins handily.
Corey, can I go back to Jordan Hawkins for 4 seconds?
God damn it, Mike! Hold on.
No. I just got to
put in a bet for him to win Rookie of the Year.
I've been over this for about 20 minutes now. I've been over this. Mike just keeps coming back to me
because I have a point to make. Just two guys. Jackson Hayes, N'Keal Alexander-Walker. What the fuck did they do in Summer League? You thought when you watched those two guys, you thought you had the future. Jackson Hayes on a vet minimum, N'Keal Alexander-Walker.
So I'm supposed to think I have the future when he fucking sucks?
No, I'm just saying Summer League means nothing. That's my point.
All right, there you go. Summer League means absolutely nothing, but I would rather you actually play well and show me something than not.
My point is there's not much stock in it, but yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, of course. My whole point is like I don't put much stock in it. That's my point.
All right, there you go.
No, I mean, what do you think? You think he's going to actually be out the league in 3 years? Like that's a serious take.
All right, my logic. I try to think logically, and I broke down my logic. As a basketball player, what are your skills? What are you really good at? Can't defend very well at a high level. He's not a playmaker, not a good passer. He's obviously skinny. He's not going to grab rebounds. He's not going to set picks. all he can do on the basketball court is shoot threes. So that limits him to being a fit, like when he's having an off night, when he's not shooting well, to being able to put him on the floor. So if he's not shooting threes, why is he on the court? So he has to shoot at a very high level to be an efficient basketball player. And what I've seen, he's very inconsistent. So why are you going to trust him to be on the basketball court? Is
Fair.
that
Well, I'll backtrack a little bit. What we said, one, he's going to put on weight. He's 21 years old. Two, the feel for the game takes a year or two for most players. Three, the Pelicans need shooting. Like they have to have shooting. The only real shooter they have is Trey Murphy. Four, this is supposed to be the best shooter coming out the draft. And five, I'm right. So yeah, there you go.
all right?
Yeah, we'll see. No, I mean he hasn't impressed that much, but he's shown, so that's all you can really ask for. So my whole point is just don't put much stock in the summer league. That's all I'm saying, because
All right.
it drives me nuts when people do
you
this shit.
see my logic, why I had that reason.
No, I see that, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, we both are rooting for him, so that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. I mean, we're all rooting for him here. Just be the next Ray Allen, for the love of God, please. I would check. Okay, here's a question for you guys. Would you rather have two? No. Would you rather have two back-to-back Saints championships, or would you rather have a Pelicans championship?
Back-to-back Saints.
Oh, I'm taking Pelicans all day.
Why am I choosing? I love both of my kids the same.
We're gonna answer.
That's such a lame take, Corey.
I love both of them the same. I hate people who choose.
All right, so you don't choose. Neither happens. All right.
Damn hater.
No, I want both.
Well, we know the Saints are doing it, and the Pelicans have a chance. So
Give me a fucking Pelicans championship so I can shit on all these people, all the years, all the different stations I've worked at that say, why are you a Pelicans fan? Just give me a Pelicans championship so I can just fucking blow up. Oh,
see, that's the reaction I've been looking for right there. And we'll end on that note because it's gotten
I'm
kind of
done.
ridiculous. So, all right.
it's fucking
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you can like and subscribe, really appreciate it. Anything else you got on the plug?
Bro, the last hour.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, funny man. All right, boys.